Hi everyone, my name is Marilyn, and this is going to be the first video that I'm putting out for my section called Slut Shame Talk. And basically what I'm focusing on is women and how we're not allowed to be the sexual beings that we are, and how we put all these thoughts into our heads that we can't wear certain things and we can't do certain things and we can't do this and we can't fuck this, and it's just like, it's annoying. It's like, who can tell me how to be me if you don't really know me? And the next thing that I want to talk about is how we allow ourselves to be continuously hurt by the same people and over again. We keep giving and giving and giving, not necessarily receiving the same love that we put out. And on this journey, I want to focus on not only forgiving ourselves, but forgiving others, and trying to move forward and not continuing this cycle that's never ending of like self-hate and pity and anger, because it doesn't allow us to really appreciate life for all it gives us. I mean, you can be strolling down the street and you just got in an argument with your mom, your dad, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and instead of looking at all the flowers that God's put in front of us, instead of, seeing that there's an old lady who needs help walking across the street, you know what you're doing? You're in your head. You're in your head, upset, trying to figure out how to solve the same problem that keeps occurring. And you know what the problem is? It's that you're not loving yourself enough. How can you put out love into the world if you're not doing much for yourself? Because you keep giving and giving and giving, and all you're doing is like your container, and you keep taking things out of the container to give to other people, and then you're gonna feel empty. You see? You're going to get more and more and more empty. You're going to feel less and less and less about yourself. And that's not what we want, because happiness is self-exploring and learning who you are. And I feel like a lot of us young ladies, we either find someone who doesn't have it all and we just allow them to be part of our life without giving ourselves the opportunity to go and like really search for who we are, and we just settle instead of just looking for what we want. We just give in to what everyone else wants. And that's not what I want for you guys, okay? Not only am I trying to help you, I'm trying to help myself, because this is a growing experience for me. And I feel like the knowledge that I learned, I want to pass it down, because I do not want people to be hurt the way I was. And what I'm going to talk about for right now is my experience that I went through and why this is really important for me. Previously, so it's February, the 1st of February, I last seen my ex-boyfriend probably around August 29th. And the day after that, which was my birthday, I woke up and my car tires were slashed. And that's when I knew that I literally had enough of this man. A man who repeatedly made me feel less and less about myself because he didn't feel good about himself. And he used me as a way to bring up his ego, because he wasn't doing anything with his life. I had my stuff together. I graduated high school with a 3.4 GPA, and I went to college to join the honors program. And I was working on myself, and I was getting to where I wanted. And I found somebody who made me laugh. They made me feel really good. When I didn't have anyone, I felt like he was there. I would do literally everything with him. But then it just became like every little thing had to revolve around him. Why are you doing this? Why are you talking to this person? Why do you want to move? Why do you want to do this? And it wasn't necessarily about him. It was about me, what I wanted. And he was pulling me back because he didn't know what to do with himself. And I don't feel like anyone should be put in that predicament. No matter if you have a child with that person, nobody should be telling you what to do with your life. It is your life, not your parents, not your grandparents, not your boyfriend, not your friends, not your dog, not your cat. No one should be telling you what to do with your life except you. Yes, you could go to people for advice, but it's just advice. It's advice. You do not have to take it personally. If somebody says something that makes you upset, you do not need to throw a whole fit, because you know what? You have respect for yourself. You know who you are and you know what you want. Okay? So going back to my ex, I was with him for a while. He made me really happy. I was with him all the time. but continuously, like, he got me into drinking and smoking when I was sad because I did not know how to cope, and I would just cry and cry and cry, and he didn't know how to deal with that because he was the one making me upset. But I had no other place to go because I had trapped myself into a situation where I didn't want to go home and I didn't want to be with him and I didn't have anywhere else to go because I couldn't afford it. And I felt trapped inside. I was getting depressed and more depressed. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. I wasn't allowed to wear my weave. I wasn't allowed to look too pretty. I wasn't allowed to be on my phone too much. I wasn't allowed to have guy friends. I wasn't allowed to go out for too long. And it was just all these rules that just kept making me feel crap because I'm a person that loves to be free. I love to be free. I love to try new things. I love to talk to new people. And it doesn't really matter if I'm attracted to that person or not, because obviously you're going to be attracted to multiple people in your life. Do not feel bad for being attracted to multiple people. As long as you can stay committed to one person. Yeah, there's going to be a cute guy. What are you going to do? Look at him. You're never going to see him again. So I learned that the hard way. I thought I was doing something wrong by talking to an attractive person like, yo, what's the answer to number 2? 3. You're fine as fuck though. Like, I wasn't cheating. If a person is there and they're attractive, that has nothing to do with you, okay? I'm attractive. What do you want me to? No, just kidding. But so like basically I had all these rules and limitations that were making me upset. He wasn't happy with himself. Most of the time I was being sexually abused and physically abused. I was almost choked to death. I had 2 pairs of glasses that were broken. My car was damaged a lot that whole time, and it was just not a good place for me. And I am so happy that God, although I had trouble with my family, God allowed them to take me back into their home where I was in my house depressed. I sat there in my house depressed for a whole month. I did not do anything besides play video games and smoke weed. That was straight up it. And although it's not a good way to cope with things, that's what I did. And I'm not saying people should go smoke weed to deal with their problems. And I'm not saying that if you smoke weed to quit. I'm saying that that's what I did because that's how I learned to cope with things. And I also was throwing myself at people because a lot of times when I was sad, he would just touch me and say, oh, this is going to make you feel better. So I was coped into believing that if I were to have sex or to be around somebody, that I was going to feel better. But that was his way of coping and not mine. I learned the hard way that if I wanted to make myself better, I needed to stop giving myself. And I needed to focus on me. And what I started doing was I went back to school even though I wanted to quit. I went back to school and I got a job. Then slowly but surely I started to build up to what I like. So I like weave, I like music, I like makeup. So I start working on my makeup and my weaves, and eventually my job makes me be more active. So my body started to slim out. I lost a lot of weight and I continually focused on what things that I like, and now I'm a better person. I'm more happy, and I feel like going through all that has made me a stronger person to the point where I can help somebody else. And I'm always free. If you ever need me, I can always try to be there. I do work a lot. I do go to school after I go to work. But when I am free, I am more than happy to help anyone that needs my help. I do want to finish up by saying that the first step in loving yourself is to give yourself enough time to hurt. You can't do anything if you're still in pain. You know, I took that whole month to, like, I was crying and I was intaking the fact that this man took my pure love and he made it trash. And I let him. I was the one who let him. But I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to be in that predicament to make myself a better person. And that's what I'm saying. If you want to love yourself, forgive other people, and go about your life being happy. Do not let somebody else tell you what to do with yourself. And don't feel like you will never get out of this, because you will. You will. You got this. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.